This week in Purple to Black Belt class, we're going to keep talking about sportsmanship, which is a super important concept for competition, challenging ourselves, and still maintaining our respect for others. In addition to that, we're going to be working on Naguru, which we haven't done too much recently, right? But is a very valuable form and part of getting promoted. And finally, we're going to be working on those punching details, which we'll employ in Naguru, but we also use in 1,000 other situations, whether it be our self-defense, conditioning, whatever that is. So let's get started with some warm-ups, and we'll jump into the curriculum after that. All right, everybody, before we get started in the main part of class, we're going to just start off with a simple warm-up, right, which is important for keeping our muscles and joints healthy, right? Show us do a little bit of a warm-up before we get too much into activity, right? So this is going to be a 4-part warm-up. Every one of the parts has about 30 seconds to it, right? So we're going to start off in our fighting stance, and all we're going to do is like a twist and cross-body block, twist, cross-body block, twist, cross-body block, twist, cross-body block. Some of our more advanced students may recognize this as kind of like a double block for a roundhouse kick in sparring, right? But if you're not as familiar with that, you just think doing a cross-body block, I'm doing a cross-body block. Very important that your feet are turning as you do this, turning your hip. Not so much your head, right? But your shoulders, your hips, your feet, right? We're getting that moving, right? You can pick up your pace if you're feeling a little bit more sprightly. I was doing it slow on purpose, right? We're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. So we have the other leg in front. We're just twisting and blocking. Ready, set, and go. Twist and block, twist and block. Get that cross-body block, right? And again, right? Find the right speed for you. This may be the right speed for you, right? Maybe this is the right speed for you, right? The important thing during a warm-up is you're just giving your body some time to get ready for the movements in class to prevent injury. So just keep twisting, just keep turning, and keep breathing. That's super important. People who breathe live a whole heck of a lot longer. Good. And stop. Okay, so now we're going to switch things up. We're going to do some push-ups, right? We're going to make sure we get our full range of motion on push-ups. So we're doing 30 seconds worth. Ready, set, and go. Right, as I do my push-ups, right? There's lots of different ways that you may pick to do push-ups. Maybe you're doing it with your legs straight. Maybe you're doing it with your knees bent, right? Maybe you're clapping. Whatever's right for you, right? You just want to finish up that set for 30 seconds. Major goals are, it should be a little bit challenging at the end. The last couple should be hard, and you get that full range of motion, right? Get all the way up, all the way down, you're going to get a whole heck of a lot better at doing your push-ups. Good. All right, and we're done with push-ups. We're back up onto our feet, right? Coming up on our last little warm-up move, we're just going to be doing alternating leg front kicks. Ready, set, and go. Looks like this, kick one leg, then the other leg, right? Doesn't have to be particularly high, doesn't have to be particularly fast, right? The important thing is you're just kind of activating those muscles, right? I'm gonna turn a little sideways so you can see what it looks like from the side, right? You can see I'm not kicking at my highest, right? I'm just trying to let my body move and be ready for the class. We'll be starting any minute now. Good. Keep kicking, keep breathing, and time. We're done with warm-ups. Let's get into the main part of class. Hey there, we're doing forms, and we're gonna need a thing. Now, for me, I have one of these. This is one of our versus bags that we're gonna be using to keep people kind of distant in class and still be able to hit each other. I mean, hit things, not hit each other. But for now, you're going to need a thing too. It doesn't need to be this big. As a matter of fact, you could use anything. You could use a sock, right? Whatever it is, you want to be able to see it, and you only want to have one in the room. All right, so take a second, get your thing. I'm going to put this in position, and then we're going to practice some forms. Let's get to work on learning Naguru and just the basic pattern of Naguru. We're going to be focusing in on the first 5 to 6 steps, depending on how you count it. I want to demonstrate it for you a couple times, and we'll break it down and practice it together, right? So first things first, I'm going to be mirroring, right? So it's going to look a little bit funky if you know, it's like, you're supposed to go to your right first, and I'm going to go to my left first, right? That's part of the plan. That's kind of the whole practice regimen for today, right? So first of all, let's start. Break. All right, now I'm going to show it to you one time from the side. All right, this one I'm not going to be mirroring. I'm going to go to my right first. Okay, so those are the steps that we want to learn together today. We're going to break it down into a couple different pieces, practice them together. First thing, break. Your break is a deep, relaxing breath. It's supposed to calm down, be smooth and relaxed. Power comes from being relaxed and fluid, right? So if you take a deep breath, it helps that to happen. So let's start that. Start a little bit away from your landmark, right? I'm going to keep referencing like move towards your thing and away from your thing. Kind of help you. Your thing should be to your right as we do this. So first we break. Now you're going to cross step towards your landmark or your thing. Take another step towards it. Do a high block and then a punch. Okay? So we're going to do that quick twice together. Ready? Break first. Step, step, high block punch. All right. And we're going to go again one more time. Break. And step, step, high block punch. All right. Now, one thing I want to say, today we're kind of doing this at like a very basic level. If you feel like, Jeff, this is so easy for me, add in some intensity. Challenge yourself to punch. Lower your stance, things like that. Those are great ideas, but today we're just kind of doing this like, I haven't done this in 7 months, can't remember it. Let's just get the broad strokes down and we'll refine from there. Okay, so now we're going to go from 1 into 2, right? I'll show you once. Step towards the thing, block towards the thing, punch towards the thing. Now you're going to walk away from it. Step behind, away and away, block and punch. And then we're going to just learn 3 now because it's super easy. From here, I'm just going to turn into a fighting stance. Now, when I turn, you'll notice I don't really step very much. If you end up, like maybe your stance is a little bit too long, and then when you turn, you feel like you're not in a fighting stance anymore, you can move a little bit, but what you don't want to do is take like a couple steps. If you take a couple steps, you almost for sure did it wrong. Maybe one of your legs moves. All right? So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, or 4, depending on how you count it. Right? Depending if you count the break as a 1. Ready? So break. And towards the bag or towards the target. Away from the target. And then just turn the fighting stance facing towards the screen. Right? And you should have your back towards your thing. All right? So we're going to do that one more time with me and then one time without me. So first off, we break. Step towards your target. Step away from it. And then just twist towards the screen. All right. So now, I'm not going to show you. If you have to kind of look at me, probably not a great sign. Let's do it. Ready? Step towards the target. 1, 2, high block punch. Good. Step away from the target. 1, 2, high block punch. And then just twist into a fighting stance. You should end up looking a little bit like this with your back pointing towards the thing, your face facing towards me. Okay. Next. Okay. These next couple moves get a little bit tricky in some ways. These are some unique movements that you haven't been exposed to before, so they're a little bit challenging. Let's just get the broad strokes. Then we'll go into some details, and then we'll review again. So the first thing is, I'm going to jump and point my belly towards my target. Do a palm heel towards it, but I'm going to actually jump away from it. Right? So you can see I move away from it, but I palm heel towards it, like that. Right? So watch it one more time. I'm in my fighting stance. I'm going to take my left leg, well, your left leg, right? You're going to step out of the way like you're dodging a strike, blocking that strike. Grab like you're doing a backwards coordinated takedown, turn towards the screen, and do the takedown. All right? That's a little tricky. Hopefully you got it. Now from here, we're going to walk towards your thing, towards your landmark. Step towards the landmark once, right? And now we're gonna take that same kind of jump. We're gonna point our back towards. Just watch first. Just like that. I point my back towards my landmark. You go ahead and do it. And I do my palm heel away from the landmark, just like that. Then I'm gonna grab, turn towards the screen, do the takedown, and now I just gotta walk back away from this thing, right? So I'm gonna step away, and step away, and then you can break again. All right, so I know this is a little bit tough. Let's practice it 2 times. I'll give you a detail. Practice 2 more times, and we'll be in a pretty good place. So we start off in our fighting stance. You're facing the screen. Your back is pointing towards your landmark, whatever your thing is. For me, it's the versus bag. For you, it's, hopefully it's not your cat. They move too much. All right? So I'm going to move an inch this way. Otherwise, I'm going to jump right off the screen. Ready? And jump. Palm heel. Takedown. Walk towards your landmark. 1. Jump towards your landmark. Turn around. Palm heel. My back points towards that thing, whatever your thing is. Bring it up. Takedown. Now you're going to walk away from your landmark. Step away from it 1, and then break. All right, let's do that again. Start in a fighting stance. Back points towards it. You're facing towards the screen in a fighting stance, like a normal fighting stance. You have your left leg in front, right? We're going to jump. I'm sorry, you have your right leg in front. I apologize. Right leg in front. My left leg in front. Ready? Jump. Palm heel points towards the thing. I do my takedown. Bam. I'm going to walk towards your landmark. For me, it's towards the bag, right? And I'm going to jump and point my back at it. And do a palm heel away from our landmark. Do the takedown. Now I just got to walk away from this. 1 step, 2 step, break. Okay, hopefully that's making some sense. Let's talk the little things that we're doing in this takedown. When I'm in my horse stance, right, I'm doing a palm heel. This palm heel is not like a traditional palm heel where it's like, I hit, stop. Nope. It's more like this, right? I'm grabbing like a palm heel. This is almost like a brush block, right? And then I'm grabbing their hand when I get to the bottom, bringing it up, knocking them down, right? So there is no point where this stops. Palm heel usually like, I go here and I stop. It's more like this, right? You see how my hand goes. And we're going to do this on both sides. All right, so let's just do that together. I'm going to move a little closer. You're going to take this hand, bring it down and across and up. All right, again, down and across and up. Use the other hand. Down and across and up. Down and across and up. Down and across and up. Let's alternate. Down, across, up. Down, across, up. That's what your hand is doing when I say palm heel. The palm heel is just the easiest way to kind of explain it without saying like, you're doing this weird brushy thing where you grab and then you twist and it's a little complicated to understand, right? It's kind of like a drag into a backwards foot. All right, so now we're going to do all the steps that we've practiced today. We're going to be wrapping up with this, so let's do it. We start from our break. We're stepping towards our thing. Step, step, high block punch. Step away from your thing. Step, step, high block punch. Now just twist into a fighting stance. Remember, there's no real step there. Again, if your feet slide a little bit, don't lose sleep. You're going to jump, face towards the thing. I can see it. I palm heel, sort of. Do the takedown, right? I'm going to step towards the thing, jump towards the thing. I face away from it. I do my palm healing thing into the takedown, right? And now we're just walking away. Boom, and break. Okay. Let's go again. All right, one more time. We start off with our break. Going towards your thing. 1 step, step, high block punch. Walk away from it. Step, step, high block punch. Twist into a fighting stance. All right, now we're going to face towards your landmark. For me, it's the bag. Turn, point my face at it, point my palm heel. Take down. I walk towards the object. I turn my back to it, palm heel, take down. Now I'm walking away from this. 1, 2, and break. Now, if you're practicing this at home, one thing I might encourage you to do is just practice this without me, right? So pause the video, do it once or twice for yourself, right? And as you do it once or twice, go in with an objective. You're like, I'm just gonna survive without getting eaten by a shark. And that's a kind of a low-level objective, right? Or the next one is, I'm gonna try and get the pattern right. All right, fantastic. Then you can start saying like, I'm gonna have better stances. I'm gonna have a good, strong punch. All things you could think about. If you're not sure what to think about, when you talk to a sensei, either in a group class or a private class or whatever it is, ask them, hey, what should I be working on next? We'll give you that tip so you can continue to progress quickly, right? So great job with the first few steps of Naguru. Let's keep moving on to the next part of class. Today we're going to be working on some punches. Now, I'm going to be demonstrating a couple of these punches on one of these new bags that we're going to be able to use in in-person classes soon that will let us practice our techniques while still being socially distanced and all that great stuff. So I got a bunch of these things lined up along the wall, but I'll be just demonstrating some of the minor aspects of punching that we want to be able to do today, right? So first of all, when we throw most of our punches, we are trying to hit with these knuckles right over here. The big ones, right? So you have knuckles all around your fingers, right? You have the tiny knuckles, you have the middle knuckles, then you get your big knuckles. The ones where your fingers and your hand meet, those are the knuckles that we're really talking about hitting with. And in particular, you're trying to hit with the ones that are associated with these two fingers, your pointer finger and the middle finger. So these two knuckles right over here are the primary place that you're going to make contact when you throw a jab or a cross. So if I'm throwing my jab, boom, that, or I'm throwing a cross, right, whatever it is, I want to have that good impact point. Now, if you have a bag that you want to practice hitting with today, you can feel free to do that. I'll do some of these strikes to the bag like I mentioned, or if you're just doing it to the air, that's perfectly fine too. We'll still have things for you to work on. With that being said, I want to start by talking about just our jab, which is kind of like our leading move, right? It initiates so many of our striking combinations. Let's do 5 just really quick, and then we'll get into some details, right? Get in your fighting stance, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, good. Switch your legs, 5 on the other side, ready to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the detail I want to focus in on today is how your elbow moves as you throw your punch, right? So when I throw a jab, I'm going to get pretty close so you can see this. My elbow goes up and it goes down. It does not go out, right, like that. Now, the reason I bring this up is it's very normal for people to do this. It's also not very good for people to do this, right? Normal and good are not the same thing. So if you watch when I jab the bag, you can see my elbow go straight up as I'm hitting. Straight up as I'm hitting. And then I'm hitting with those good knuckles, right? Boom, just like that. Now we can do this all sorts of ways. We can step on our jab, twist on our jab. But the point is, elbow comes up, right? So what I would like you to do is think about making sure your elbow comes up. We're going to do 5 more of these on each side. I'm going to demonstrate on the bag this time so you get a different point of view. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And then we're going to switch your legs. We're going to do the exact same thing. 5 on the back. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Okay. So that's true in our jab, that our elbow goes up. It's also true when we throw our cross. We keep our elbow in. We don't flare our elbow out, right? So the same idea, right? My elbow is going up as I throw the cross. Now, by the way, you'll notice my elbow twists, right? So I'm going to roll my sleeve a little bit. Right now, the point of my elbow is pointing down. It turns over as I throw my punch, and it's pointing sideways now. But again, it doesn't go out, right? So we're going to do a few crosses. I'll do a few towards you. We're going to do 10 of these, right? Make sure you turn your hip, turn your shoulder. Ready? Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Switch your legs. Same thing the other side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So now, we still have this idea of our elbow coming up when we throw our cross. What we're going to add in now is what do we do with our head? What do we do with our eyes? Now, if you've ever done any sport, right, you've heard some coach or parent say to you, look at the ball, or whatever it is, look at the puck. Whatever the thing is, you got to keep your eye on it, right? In particular, if you're trying to catch it, right? Or if you're trying to hit it, okay? And the same thing is true when it comes to sparring or punching. You got to look where you're punching, okay? So what do I mean by that? When I throw my cross, I'll face you. You can see that I keep my eyes right at you. Or if I'm punching at the bag, I keep my eyes right on the bag. It's normal, but not good for people to say, well, Sensei, I turn my shoulders, so I have to turn my head because I don't have a neck. And my neck doesn't actually do anything. It's just like like glued on there or something weird, right? Hopefully that's not true. Hopefully you have a neck. And you can use that neck to turn your shoulders, but still keep your eyes forward. Okay, so when I punch this, you're going to see I keep my eyes on the target. Now, it's particularly important for this because it moves a little bit. And because it keeps moving, if I time I punch wrong, I kind of get a little bit messed up because it's wiggling about. All right, so we're going to throw some crosses. If you're hitting a thing in your house, great. If you're not hitting a thing in your house, just look at me and don't let yourself look away. I know you're like, Sensei, I can't look at you that much. It's disgusting. Try your best, all right? So we're going to do our cross. We're going to hit the target. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. We're going to switch your legs. Same thing. Now I'm watching this thing the whole time. I got to watch this. It's going to rock back and hit me in the face. Right? Maybe you're watching me. Maybe you're watching your back. Let's do 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Picked up the pace a little bit there for fun at the end. So as we're doing that, what we're really looking for is that you can do both. That you can have good form on your punch and maintain that eye contact. It's not a one or the other kind of situation, right? Do you want vanilla or chocolate? In this case, you need both. Right? Do you want ice cream and a cone, or do you just want the ice cream in your hands? Who has ice cream just in their hand? I mean, that's weird. Frozen yogurt, I don't know what your thing is. Right? So the idea is you got to twist. Keep your eyes on, keep your elbow moving in the right direction. So now, speaking of doing both, we're going to do the jab cross, right? When we do our jab cross, I'll do some of them towards you, I'll do some of them towards the bag. Keep your elbow going up, keep your eye forward, all those good things, right? Really important. Oh, I forgot to mention a little bit about why it's important that your elbow go up. Meant to. Let's go over it now. When we go to do that jab, one thing you're going to notice is that if I'm going like this, my elbow is between you and my body. And if you were trying to hit me, it's going to work to defend me, right? It's still like acting as armor, right? But as soon as it goes over here, it's easy to hit me, right? So you got to keep that in for good defense, right? One of the big things we talk about when we talk about punching, and I said hit it with these knuckles and things like that, is we don't want to hurt ourselves when we punch, right? The worst thing you could do is someone's trying to beat you up and you're like, you know what? I can do it better. And you start beating yourself up. Like, who would do that? It doesn't make any sense, right? So keep your body in a good place to make it so you can protect yourself. Elbow goes up, elbow goes up. All right, so let's go. We're going to do 10 jab crosses. Do 10 towards you. I'll do 10 in the back. Here we go. 1, 2, keep your eyes on. 3, make your elbow go up. 4, 5, 6, 7, let's go a little faster. 8, 9, 10. All right, facing the bag for me. You're gonna switch your legs. Here we go. Keep your eyes on your target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I did a different one, but that's okay. Just for fun, the bag moves a little bit. All right, so everybody, great job on your jabs and crosses. Remember those details. Those little things are going to really add up as you progress through your techniques and through your curriculum. For now, let's keep moving on to the next part of class. This week, we're going to keep talking about sportsmanship, and we're going to talk about a different aspect of sportsmanship, which is respect for the game, respect for the rules. Now, when you show respect for the rules of the game, you show respect to everyone who's playing and everyone who's watching, right? All the people who maybe are cheering for you, right? Or cheering for the other people as well. And if you ever played a game where someone kind of cheated, right? And you know they cheated, it gets you angry, doesn't it? Because it's not fair and it kind of ruins the game for everybody when you have someone who cheats, right? And I like to think of a story that I'm going to share with you about a student of ours, right? And this is a long time ago. It's like 15 years ago. The boy's name was Aaliyah, right? Or a couple of Aaliyahs in his family came here. But I'll never forget this story with Aaliyah. It's a true story. So we were doing a tournament in the school. In the tournament, you could win some trophies. You could win some medals. Or you might not win anything, depending on how you did. And we were playing a game called Balance Challenge. Now, Balance Challenge is basically stand on one foot in different positions and don't put it down. So maybe you're standing and you just have to have your foot off the floor, or maybe you have to hug your knee, or you have to grab your foot behind your back, or a Superman stance, whatever it is. And while we were playing, there were about like 8 or 10 kids playing, and there are a couple senseis watching. And when the sensei saw you put your foot down, we'd say something like, Billy, your foot down, please sit down, right? Or, Sue, I saw you put your foot down, please sit down. And at the end of the game, there were only 2 people left, Aaliyah and another kid. I don't remember the other kid's name. Well, not super important right now, but we'll get it a little bit later. So we'll call that kid Fred for now, right? So Aaliyah and Fred are playing, and they're on Superman stance. And they're standing there on one foot. They got their arms out, and they look like Superman flying through the air. And they're fighting to try and win. They're trying really hard. They're trying to play by the rules. They're trying to win. And as they're going there, they're bouncing around. All of a sudden, I see Fred fall down on the floor. And I say, okay, good try, Fred. Aaliyah, you win. And immediately, Aaliyah says, Sensei, I have to tell you something. When I was hopping, I put my foot down on the floor. Fred should win. And I was like, what? I didn't see that. Are you sure? I said, yes, Sensei, I put my foot on the floor. I said, all right, Aaliyah, I thank you for being honest, right? And we gave Fred the big trophy. Now, the thing about that was, Aaliyah respected the rules of the game. He would rather win the right way or lose the right way than win the wrong way. And all these years later, I still remember Aaliyah doing that, and I'm still impressed and proud of him for doing that. And I honestly don't remember who came in first place, but I do remember who showed that awesome display of sportsmanship and character. So I hope that you can think of maybe some things that you'd like to see from yourself, that you could be remembered for in terms of showing good sportsmanship and good character. Something that'll make you proud, that will last for years, even if you don't win. Because, man, you can always show sportsmanship. You can't always win. Right? So keep that in mind, and let's get moving on to the next part of class. Let's get started doing some kicks today. We're going to be doing 6 minutes of kicks and then 25 push-ups at the end. When we do our kicks today, things that I'm looking for, stay relaxed, stay smooth, stay fluid, and if you're a higher belt, you're trying to pick up your pace, go a lot faster as well, right? While still maintaining your form. The 2 kicks that we're going to be doing today are roundhouse kick and back step side kick. We got 2 kicks to do on 2 different legs, so that's 4, and each of them's been half, and that, I think, 6 minutes. I know it's 6 minutes, but that's okay. Really easy. We're doing roundhouse kick. If you have a target you want to use, you can use a target. You can kick. Maybe you want to bounce back off. Maybe you're kicking to the air. You want to kick and you want to fall forward. Either of those is fine by me. You could do a mixture of them. You could do a kick to the air and recover back, right? Or you could do a kick to the bag and fall forward, though that one gets a little bit messy sometimes. So whichever way you want to do it, as long as you keep moving for the minute and a half, that's not bad at all. We're also going to be doing a back step side kick. Back step side kick, I step towards, I kick. I strongly recommend bouncing back after that if you're hitting a bag, because otherwise you're sitting on the bag, you're kicking at the air, you can fall forward, or you can recover back. Whichever one you feel like doing is perfectly fine with me. All right, so we're going for 90 seconds. Pick a leg, we're doing roundhouse kick. On your mark, get set, go. Start kicking the target. These are fun. They move a lot, maybe a little bit too much. Now, if you are kicking a target, make sure you're making good contact with a good part of your body. If you feel yourself out onto your toes, you may want to switch that. Because kicking and hitting with your toes feels real bad. Right? I'm going to do a few kicking towards you. Ready? Go ahead. And come back. Time flies. One more kicking. Don't forget to breathe. It's important. All right. Switch your legs. Same thing. Roundhouse kick. Ready, set, go. Things you can think about as you're kicking to the air. Be mindful of your hands. Not a terrible idea. If you have a mirror, kick at the mirror. Be like, hey, that hand keeps bouncing. Or, when I try and kick at the mirror, I can't see myself. There's an excellent chance then that you're turning your head too much as you kick, which we don't want. We want to be able to see our target as we kick at it. Keep moving and turn and do something to the bag in a second. All right, I'm going to kick the bag. You can kick whatever you're kicking. I'm going to stop kicking the bag. I'll fix that after the minute and a half. One thing you don't want to do is have to keep fiddling with stuff in the middle. If you're fiddling, maybe you should pause the video, right? Or reset at least that minute and a half. All right, we're switching to back step side kick. Pick that back up. All right, deep breath. Doesn't really matter which leg you're doing, as long as you're doing one of them. Ready? Go. Now, if you're hitting something that's easy to knock down, right, like this is pretty easy to knock down with a side kick. This is a good time to work on control or accuracy. If you're using something, you should be looking what you're doing, but I'm speaking to you. If you're using something that's a little bit more sturdy, you can't knock down, yeah, you can put some power in there, sure. But I just knocked this over with a roundhouse kick. Side kick like this, so much more powerful. All right, I'm gonna turn and do some kicks towards you. And again, you can fall forward and then shuffle back. Or you can kick and recover. Either way, make sure you can look at what you're kicking at. Because if you can't see it, it's no good. My hair's getting too long. Need a haircut. Ah, the joys of social distancing. All right, stop. Deep breath. Back step, side kick. Other side. Ready? And let's go. I'll kick some towards you. And again, you can fall forward, then shuffle back. Or you can just come right back. Whichever one works better. If I commit my kick to have more power, pretty much always fall forward, unless I'm hitting something really solid, which this is not. Or, if I'm thinking more controlled, I usually can come back. Both are good. Just as long as you can, do both. You don't want to have one setting, right? I can only kick hard. No one wants to practice with you. I can never kick hard. Really hard to defend you then. You gotta be able to do both. I can kick softer. I can kick harder. Be like a gentle giant. Have both settings. All right, I'm gonna kick the bag a couple times. And again, I gotta have some control and accuracy here. All right, that's 6 minutes of kicks. Let's get ready for some push-ups. Now on to push-ups. When you're doing your push-ups today, the most important thing is that full range of motion. How do you decide though if you do them with your legs straight or if you should do them with your legs bent? There's two ways. First way is you try and you find when you get to the place where you do two in a row that are just kind of sloppy, right? Your hips are down as you do your push-up, or your hips are up as you do your push-up, right? You can't make it all the way down or all the way up. When you get two in a row like that, switch down to doing them on your knees. That's one way. The other way is track it. Well, last week I tried this. I was able to do 6 with my legs straight, and then I did the rest with my knees bent. So this week, I'm going to try and do 8 with my legs straight, and the rest with my knees bent. So either approach works pretty well. I like tracking personally, but if you haven't been doing them that much or you haven't started tracking before, well, got to start somewhere. So I'm going to start with my legs straight for some of these, and then I'll switch down to on my knees, right? So on your mark, get set, and go. Right, now maybe I was saying, oh, those last couple, they didn't feel right. Not that they were hard, but I just couldn't do them. So then I start doing them with my knees bent. Oh, that one was bad. So maybe you need to shake out your arms a little bit because you're already doing them on your knees. Okay, and then get back to it. All right. The big thing is at the end, if you feel your muscles burning in the back of your arms, in your chest, you pick the right challenge for you. If you don't, maybe you should do some more, or next time do more with your legs straighter. All right, so great job, everybody. Let's keep moving on to the next part of class. All right, folks, for our final game today, we're going to be doing one of our weekly challenge videos. Right? This one needs a partner, so you might want to grab someone in your family. All right, but let's have some fun with it. Here we go.
What's up, everyone? Sensei Mark here. Today, we're going to teach you how to do the Defend the Noodle game. as you can see, I have my sister back with us again, Marissa. She'll be helping us out for this because you do need a partner, and for this game you just need a nice big foam noodle. Make sure it's a nice thick foam noodle because if you get hit with it, you don't want to get hurt because, yep, see, that doesn't bother me. Perfectly fine with that, right? So for this game, what we're really doing is we're working on some of our evasive moves, our dodging, and even a bit of our blocking towards the end, and I'll show you how that works. For this game, there's actually 3 different levels, and it depends on your belt. So for a lot of my white belts and yellow belts, you guys have probably played this game before. We're just going to work on level 1, which is the jump and the duck. So when I do each of these moves, when I do my jump, I make sure I bring my knees up super high so that if she does swing at my feet, I can go right over it and land down safely. And then when I do my duck, I'm going to make sure that I bend at my knees while keeping my head up, right? Just like this. Boom. Now, if I end up ducking and I'm looking down, I'm not going to be able to see what she's doing, right? And of course, I might get hit in the back of the head. So you want to make sure you're keeping your eyes forward. It just creates good habits. So let's give level 1 a try. Okay, so for this, she's going to swing either at my head or my feet, and I got to keep my eyes open and be ready to jump or duck. Whoa, okay, good. And notice I keep my eyes on her to make sure I see what she's doing each time. Good end time. Whew. Okay, so on to level 2. Now for this one, all we're doing is just adding 1 extra move, and that's going to be the side step. So what I do is I get in my fighting stance, and my sister is going to be swinging down on top of my head. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sidestep to the side just like this while maintaining a fighting stance. And I can go either way as long as I don't get hit. So here's what it looks like. She swings down, and I sidestep, and again, I can go either way. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the jump, the duck, and the dodge this time. So she can swing my head, my feet, or down on top of my head. So let's see how I do. Oh, I got hit. Oof, oof. Good, end time. And there's level 2. So for the final level, this one's really exclusive for my high belts, purple and above, because you guys know these defenses. So now, instead of doing things like jump or duck or dodge, you can do other defenses like parrying, cover blocks, sidestepping, backstepping, right? Moving in a fighting stance, anything you want, because this time your partner is going to do whatever she can to try to hit you. Okay, and she's gonna grab towards the end and just poke at me, swing at me, whatever, and I have to do whatever I know. So it looks something like this. In my fighting stance, let's see what she does. Oh, I can block. Boom, I can dodge. Oh, I can parry. Sidestep, backstep. But I'm gonna be moving around. She got me, just like this. Woo, she got one. All right, and I just keep my eyes on her the whole time, and notice I'm staying in a fighting stance. Boom, I can block, parry. Boom. All right, well, stop. She's having too much fun. Good. All right, and that's the final level. Okay. Payback time. All right, I'll let her give it a try now. So I'm going to try the first 2 levels with Marissa. I'll start off with level 1. She can either jump or duck. And I want you guys to notice when I'm swinging at her, I'm going to make it really obvious, right? So I'll take the noodle, big giant swing, or big giant swing nice and low, right? No tricky, fancy behind the back stuff yet. That comes later. So again, let's see if she can do it. Swing high, good. All right, so far so good. All right, too easy. Let's go to level 2. So now level 2, I can add the downswing, and she can sidestep either direction. Here we go. Good. Nice. Oh, almost. So close. And there you have it, folks. That is the Defend the Noodle game. Really, all you need for this, just a nice big foam noodle and a partner who is willing to whack you with it. But let me know how far you guys made in those challenges, see what level you made it to. But until then, see you next time.